It's your favorite redhead Creole Lex, and I am back with another video. As you can see, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. But y'all know when y'all can like and comment, right? When you watch the video all the way through, clearly. But anyways, we're gonna get into this video, and it is called The Power of Peer Pressure. And here's a disclaimer. I was talking to my mom and I was just like, Mom, I don't know if I want to tell this story, but I feel that I need to or whatever, but here it is. So here's a disclaimer. I am in no way, shape, or form promoting or encouraging fornication or teen sex at all. But this is my story. This is my own life experience, and I want to share with ladies and gentlemen what it did to me and how I feel. So, when I was 14, I was in the state of Georgia by then. I've been in Georgia since 2005. So at 14, I lived in Georgia, and for some reason, you know, I'm a 90s baby. So my generation at that time, like, they were fast. They were fast, and sex was just the thing. Like, it was the thing back then. Like, that's all my peers during that time were talking about. Even when I moved here, I moved here when I was 12. So that's 7th grade and 8th grade. During those times, when I'm still in middle school for 7th grade and 8th grade, my peers, 12, 13 years old, was talking about sex. Like, everybody was having sex. Everybody was just into that. Like, I was still a virgin. And at the time, I was just, like, not into that. I was a tomboy. I was like, whatever. But 14 years old in high school, and it's even heavy entering high school. Of course, you're in an age group from 14 to possibly 19, because some people just late, okay? So, I was 14 years old, and I was liking this guy that was in my ROTC class, and we called ourselves dating. And as I told my mother, it wasn't official, because back then my mama did not play the radio about me having a boyfriend, and that was a no-go. And at 14, just entering high school, no ma'am, like, she was not with that. My mom was very protective of me. She's very protective of her girls, because I have 2 other sisters. And she just was not with that. And then me being the oldest, because I am the oldest, she just, no, like, she was not with that with me. She a little lenient on my other siblings, because I have 2 sisters and a brother. She's a little more lenient on them, but being the oldest, it's like, I gotta make an example out of you. And she was not with that. But for some reason back then, when parents told you, and I guess this maybe still be a thing, but when parents tell you not to do stuff, it only makes us want to do it even more. So my mom telling me, don't have sex, it made me want to. Her telling me not to do this or do that, it only made me want to be rebellious and do it. It's not a good thing, nothing to be proud of, young people. When your parents tell you things, they tell you things from the heart, and it's not them being mean, but it's a life lesson. And sometimes when your parents tell you not to do something, you should not do it, because they telling you for a reason. But at the time, you know, I was dating this guy, and Um, he was older, but in high school. And I remember like we were pretty much in a relationship at this point, and it was we was deep in at this point, and the conversation of sex came up. And back then, not only was that a thing, but lying your age, catfishing, before catfishing even was that, you know, and just lying about stuff. So I'm gonna take the blame. I fully feel responsible, but because I wanted to be cool, you know, I told him I wasn't a virgin. Why would I do that? I don't know. That was very stupid of me, because it didn't help anything. It just made him want to pursue me sexually even more, because he's like, oh, you experienced too, girl? Let's do this. So my friends at the time, they were experienced, okay? We had this one friend who her house was where you did your do, okay? That's where you did your thing, because, you know, your house, your parents was not playing that. And your parents was always around. You always had this one friend that they pretty much had the house to themselves most of the time. And, you know, that's where all the stuff could go down at. And that's where the stuff went down at. So my boyfriend, he pretty much was like, you know, so you gonna let me, you know, are we gonna do it or whatever, stuff like that. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking like, I'm a virgin. I really don't want to lose my virginity or whatever. Like, I want to keep my innocence, but at the same time, it's like, I really like this guy, and, you know, like, we called ourselves being in love at a certain point or whatever. And it wasn't a situation where he was preying on me or whatever like that, because he was older, but he genuinely liked me. And just because of that, you know, back then when, you know, for us girls, we loved, you know, guys getting in our ears and, you know, making us, you know, be cute and feel like we just everything. We're just the world, and it was very easy to make us feel like we something we really not. So I remember us having a conversation, and he was pretty much like, you know, I asked him, I was like, so if I don't, you know, do anything with you, would you still be with me, or, you know, would you leave me? And he was like, pretty much, yeah, like, if you don't let me get in the pants, we're not going to be a thing. And being young and not really thinking, like, if that's the case, that means he's not for you, and you just need to let him go and keep pushing. I was thinking, well, then that's pretty much says it all. Like, we're gonna make this happen. So I'm 14. The guy was 17. Just gonna be straight up honest. And I lost my virginity to him. After that situation, after things took place or whatever, I didn't feel myself anymore. I just really wasn't proud of the choices I was making after that. And I bumped my head a couple more times before really deciding, like, this ain't it. This is not for me. And I just can't do this anymore. And eventually, I cut that dude off. And emotionally, I started to change. Like, I was getting very emotional about things that I wasn't emotional about the first time. I will be straight up honest. This is for the young people. When you do encounter sex with somebody, you are creating a soul tie. You two are now this. And you tend to carry those emotions of that person and not even realize it. And at this point, I went through a lot emotionally, and I just really just wasn't myself anymore. And I want to really speak to the young people and let them know, like, and I say young people because women or young girls, they're not always victims of this. There are male virgins too, and I want to speak to both genders. Save yourself. Wait till marriage. If you're not going to wait, because there are some people who have in their mind that, who's to say they want to get married? That's how some people think in this day and age. There's people who are, pretty much telling people that marriage is not even important, and you can literally be longtime boyfriend and girlfriends forever, and that's okay. It's not okay. Wait till marriage. But if you're not going to wait till marriage, and this is just being realistic and being totally honest, if you're not going to wait till marriage, wait on someone that has shown you and has earned your love, your respect, your trust, and you feel deep down in your heart that after all is said and done, they're still going to be there, and there's still going to be that strong connection. After my encounter, I did not feel a strong connection. I felt a disconnection. I felt no attachment to this person. I felt like I knew in my mind he was temporary, and this was not about to last long. And I don't regret nothing in my past. I do not regret anything in my past at all. But if I could go back in time and change anything in my life, it would be my innocence. I would still be a virgin. Because giving yourself to somebody, it comes with a lot of consequences. And I think in this day and age, to where the people are like, the world and people are like getting more sensitive about situations, y'all better off waiting. Because I don't think y'all, if you're still innocent sexually, I don't think you're ready for the evils and the things of this world that comes with tying yourself to somebody who truly is not for you. And then the way, like, promiscuity is just becoming just more and more popular with young folks. Like, this, all I want is, your sex or whatever. Like, in these rap songs, whatever, they got these young people thinking like, I don't need to be with nobody. I don't want no dude or whatever like that. Or I don't want no girl. I just want this and that, or whatever the case. And y'all are entwining with 3 and 4 people at a time. And, you got your phone with your different numbers of your dudes or your girls, or this babe number 1, this babe number 2, and when babe number 1 not acting right, I'm gonna go smash babe number 2, and blah blah blah. Like, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. There's a lot that comes with that, and I would say, if I could really sit down and talk to the young people about anything, I would say keep your innocence. Say no. And if they try to, push you into doing it, they're not for you. They don't respect you. Self-love is the best love under the love of God. So, of course, God loves you no matter what. But you need to love yourself on a natural form. Love yourself, and love yourself enough to know that you're a king or queen and that you deserve nothing but the best. And when someone pushes you to make you think different, they are not who you want in your circle, in your life, and you need to remove them. So with all that being said, This is the power of peer pressure. Back then, Martin, coming up when I was a preteen and a teenager, peer pressure was very, 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 very strong, and it was very high. And if you weren't doing it, you weren't cool. And if you wasn't doing this with your partners, you were lame. If you weren't dressed a certain way, you didn't have this certain type of shoe, or you weren't wearing this type of shirt or whatever like that, you were lame. And it really made you, do things that you weren't supposed to be doing. And I don't regret any decisions I made. I have not really done nothing outside of the box that make my mom be like, girl, what? But I feel like I made some dumb decisions in my life that I pretty much could have avoided or whatever. But it made me strong, and now I'm able to possibly keep someone else from making the dumb decision I made. So to my young people, keep your innocence and love yourself. And if people go against the things that you believe in, then they're not for you, okay? They're not. If you want to be a movie star, a firefighter, a policeman, or whatever, and there's people around you who pretty much say that you're dumb for doing it or that ain't for you, they're not for you. And they can go about their business, okay? So I love you guys. You are somebody, and you would do great things. So you already know we're going to be great together. Make sure you subscribe, and at this point, you can like and comment.